I've been enjoying my trips to the national monuments. They're a lot less crowded than the national parks, and they're quite interesting. I'm at the Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument, and it was based on a recommendation from a park ranger in Los Alamos. She had said it's the best duty station she's ever had. Just loved the area, and I can see why. It's quite beautiful. The drive up was spectacular. Ended up parking the step van down the road about 25 miles and finished the windy path on the motorcycle because I thought it'd be a fun motorcycle ride, and I wasn't disappointed. Got up to the cliff dwellings. It's a little over a mile hike in and out, so it's very short. And I'd say fairly easy path. There's some steps along the way, but they got plenty of benches if someone needs to take a break. And to me, it was spectacular because you start climbing the hill, and as you hit one of the crests, the cliff dwellings just reveal themselves, and they were spectacular. I stood there literally for about a minute in awe and looked at them, especially knowing that they're 80% original. So that's just, that's crazy. So what I saw, 20% restored, 80% original. So I took my time, walked through them, came back on the trail on the way back down, and decided to take this next trail, which is called the Gila's Trail to the Past. It's only a half mile. Has another cliff dwelling, which thought, well, I'm up here, might as well. And then on the way out, hopefully some pictographs that I'll be able to see on the way out. So short trail should be fun. Definitely don't regret making the trip up, and I'd do it again. It was good. The visitor center is 1.8 miles east of the National Monument. There is parking at the trailhead for the main hike, as well as in the adjacent Lower Scorpion campground for the Trail to the Past. The Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument was established in 1907 by Theodore Roosevelt to protect the prehistoric material culture of the Mongolan people and others who inhabited this area. Follow the footsteps of the Mogollon people. Scale the rugged, steep slopes and look inside the breathtaking world of the Mogollon. Notice how daylight pierces the cliffs and bathes the Gila wilderness in shifting colors. Nature formed these steep slopes over thousands of years. First began with a volcanic eruption. Over time, the spring-fed stream and gravity carved a deep, narrow canyon. Gradually, hollow spaces formed inside the volcanic rock and sandstone cliffs. The Mogollon people made these alcoves their home during the late 1200s, nourished by the area's rich biodiversity. Look through the leaves to see a window to the past. Rich soils of Cliff Dweller Canyon Creek nourish many animals and plants, the same ones that grew over 700 years ago. This lush area nestles between the creek and narrow canyon walls. The Mogollon people climbed down from the caves to gather resources here under the dappled light. What do you see in this landscape that you could use to survive? Here on the hillside, the Mogollon gathered their raw materials. Unlike the shaded creek below, plants here thrive on less water and more light. The contrasting ecosystems so close together increase the variety of plants and wildlife, enriching the cliff dwellers' lives. Oh, awesome. I guess we get to get up close to them, which is cool. I wasn't sure. Fire may seem harmful, but it's really important for a healthy forest. The blaze clears out the old and makes way for the new. Wood-boring beetles chomp on the charred shells of trees, attracting nesting woodpeckers. Young saplings and plants sprout from the dark, fertilized soil, a tasty snack for grazing elk and deer. For a variety of reasons, Mogollon families walked away from the cave dwellings in the early 1300s. Though the culture is gone, the story carries on through descendants who are still here. Modern Pueblo peoples trace their ancestry to the Mogollon through shared traditions, pottery designs, and beliefs. After completing the main hike, I went to the Lower Scorpion campground to do the Trail to the Past. Trails can go anywhere, even into the past. This one will take you back over 700 years, to a time when today's Gila wilderness wasn't a wilderness at all, at least not to the people who lived here. Known today as the Mogollon, they found everything they needed along the rivers, in the canyons, and on the mesa of this area, including food, clothing, and shelter. They built many small communities, including cliff dwellings now preserved and the nearby Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument. You'll find other reminders of the Mogollon along this quarter-mile trail, a leisurely 15-minute walk. At the end of this trail are the remnants of a Mogollon cave dwelling occupied some 700 years ago. The people of this cave constructed a two-room shelter using clay for mortar and rocks from the immediate area. The smaller of the two rooms may have been used for storage. Since the cave was located near the river, the inhabitants walked only a short distance for water or to tend the fields along the river bottom. Again, we have many questions. As you walk along this trail, can you identify things the Mogollon might have used? Was the dwelling inhabited year-round? Was it the home of a family? And did the Mogollon live here at the same time they inhabited the larger cave dwellings nearby? Why did they eventually abandon this cave? Further investigation may provide answers to these questions, but for now, they remain puzzling secrets of the past. At the other end of the trail is a set of pictographs. The traces left by prehistoric peoples such as the Mogollon often raise questions that we cannot answer. This is true of the painted symbols on this cliff, known as pictographs. Since the Mogollon did not have writing, they often created pictographs to express or record their ideas by painting a mixture of water and powdered hematite, a mineral, onto rock surfaces. What was the significance of these symbols? Did they mark clan boundaries or tell some type of a story? Or were they part of their religion? Their meaning has disappeared with the people who created them. This bull was my favorite of the bunch. Thank you for joining me as I hiked through the Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument.